Okay, so today should be a quick rundown on basically the explanation of Digivolution. So I'm going to go over the HP, the strength, the wisdom, the weight, bonds, victory. We're also going to go over the MP, the stamina, speed, the training failures, the discipline, the key Digivolution, and the key points as a whole. Now, when I'm talking about these, it's not going to be anybody, like any Digimon in particular, that we're going to accomplish in getting their Digivolution. This is just more so a basic understanding of the stats and what they are and what they're portraying to you. So first I want to start off with HP. HP is pretty straightforward. It's your health points or hit points, however you want to discuss the overall health, how much attack that your Digimon can ultimately really take. Your strength is more so for the damage that you put out for your Digimon. The higher the strength, the more damage you put out. Now wisdom, that stat is more so for your MP cost for your Digimon, and it basically costs the Digimon a little bit less to actually initiate the attack, as well as just helps the Digimon basically think more strategic on its own when it's in battle without you having to actually command it. Okay, so the weight, I'm not sure if it really has any immediate effect to your Digimon battle wise, but I do know the weight essentially is more of a requirement for Digivolution. Okay, on to bonds. Bonds is more your overall connection to you and your Digimon, to deal with DNA Digivolution outside of the two Digimon already liking one another. As long as you have both their bonds up with you, sometimes they will DNA Digivolution if they are KO'd. Victory is a very straightforward stat as well, but basically it only goes up by how many battles that you have won. Victory itself is only for Digivolution. It doesn't really have any benefits towards battle, or at least that I know of. MP is more dealing with the amount of magic power that you have in order to be able to use many attacks more consecutively, or if your Digimon to be more reserved towards using their more powerful or more costly attacks. Stamina is just another word in this game for defense. The higher you get your stamina, the less likely the enemy will get a critical on you, and the less likely a heavy hitting attack will do a lot of damage, or the maximum amount of damage it can do. Speed is for your Digimon to be able to move more fluently, and it really works more hand in hand with wisdom and MP to make your Digimon move more fluidly, but as well as to attack more quickly. But speed is just more so for evasions. Like sometimes if your Digimon has been in enough battles, it will start to try to evade certain attacks or move away, but that's not very consistent. The training failures is just more so for your Digimon using the bathroom that's not in a designated area, like a porta potty or an actual station potty. So if you need to have your training failure go down one, basically you would have to do that, depending on if your Digimon has that requirement. Discipline more so deals with how I wouldn't really even say in battle, more like in the world game. As you walk around, discipline will help you unlock other requirements that might be hidden, but as well as have your Digimon want to walk next to you and not want to go too far away from you. I always want to protect you. I mean, it's just more of a outside world thing than a inside battle, but coming out of the battle, the higher your discipline, the more likely it is that you'll unlock their strongest Digivolution possible. And then we have the key Digi. The key Digi is just more of a opt-in mechanism, where if you're still in a lower stage of the game, or if it'll just make it more quicker for you to get particular Digimon that have that. This one that I have up here, you have the key Digi being Metal Greymon, which it is, so that requirement has been met, and that's for War Greymon. So like in the show, as you know, Metal Greymon digivolves into War Greymon, so you basically are just getting the extra boost in order to have the Digimon that is naturally supposed to be. But that doesn't mean that that's the only way that you can get a War Greymon. You can get a War Greymon through various Digimon, but it's just saying that that's helping you unlock one extra key point. Key points in total is just telling you how many different requirements you have to meet in order to digivolve into the Digimon that you're currently looking at. For instance, this War Greymon needs 8 key points in order to digivolve at either the optimal time for it to digivolve, moving into more of a later lifespan, saying if you couldn't meet it the exact moment your Digimon is able to digivolve into Mega, and you're still trying to grind up to those stats. Also, if you see the arrows that are right after the numbers that are pointing either up or down, it's just literally letting you know the minimum up to the maximum what they can be. When it gets a little tricky is when it comes to the training failures and the discipline. So for instance, the training failure. So for the training failure, it's displaying that you can only have 1 training failure or less. So as long as you're having 1 training failure, you can still get War Greymon using that key point. But if you end up getting 2 training failures, then you're no longer able to meet that requirement. So you would have to look elsewhere for that key point and try to unlock it through a different key point, which you would try to go for either victory or discipline. And for you to be able to understand and know which ones you are actually meeting in requirements, you can either actually look at your Digimon in real time versus what it shows you, or you can look as you see each one is highlighted. Each one that is highlighted is the ones that you have already met the requirements for and no longer have to worry about, unless it's dealing with your weight, your training failure, your discipline, because those things, or your bond too, because those things do naturally fluctuate. It just really depends on what the Digimon needs within that situation. But the ones that you do not have to ever worry about, because they would never be part of it, would be, say for instance in this one, Wisdom and MP for War Greymon, because it doesn't matter what he has for Wisdom or MP in his Digivolution. And then you got the ones that are grayed out entirely, or we should say not highlighted. The ones that are not highlighted that still have numbers by them are the ones that you're still trying to meet. You're trying to get to the requirements for. Hopefully you guys enjoyed hearing this breakdown of the stats in Digimon Next World Order. So this is just more so me trying to explain to you and break down each stats and what they are and what they represent in the game. That way you can understand it better. I tried to do that before my stream, but the mic that I was using for my stream wasn't as good as I had hoped, and I couldn't figure out how to change the game volume in my stream and my voice volume to actually increase it. Hopefully this will also help you in your adventure. You guys have a great time. You guys have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Hulkitout.